and just near Prairie, so you have Saint-Brie here, just here. So it's not far from Prairie, but Saint-Brie it's Sauvignon, yes. So just the first one you have.
Yeah, which one do we have on?
The first one is the Chablis Premier Cru Vaillon from domaine Simon Efebvre. So Simon Efebvre was built by Jean Febvre in 1840, and the houses was bought from Louis Latour in 2003. Okay, and
so Louis Latour, big house.
Yes, big house from Burgundy.
They bought from Simon Efebvre for 5 years, something like this.
2003. He bought the domain. And so Simon Efebvre make 700,000 bottles in Chablis, and so we drink Chablis Premier Cru Vaillon 2010, and so this one was making in stainless steel, and on the lees, and so Vaillon, like I said to you, so Vaillon is from the left bank, and is very white flowers.
I was going to say very floral
and minerals. So after. Just explain you, but after like that you can make. So after we have Chablis Premier Cru Vaudevey from Jean-Marc Brocard. So it's Jean-Marc Brocard. It's one of the biggest estate in Chablis. It's 180 hectares, and it's 5 million bottles a year total production with Saint-Brie and some red wine. So Vaudevey is also on the left bank. Vaudevey, it's here, this one, just here. But it's very, like I tell you already, it's very steep vineyard. And minerals also. And this is the same vintage, 2010, making in stainless steel also. So like this you can see the difference between two Premier Cru from the left bank. So 2010, in Chablis, it's a very typical year. We have good acidity, and we have a good balance between acidity and alcohol. So you will see, you have the freshness, you have the white flowers, the minerals, and
yeah, this has got a more kind of a richer, creamier, a little wider on the nose. This kind of like a lime. So is the so Brocard, I'm guessing from the label that the ladybug means organic.
not this one, but he has 80 hectares.
Nearly 50% of the domain is on biology, biodynamic.
Yeah.
It's starting to move slowly.
That's the moon.
But next year he want to be he want to put everything in organic. Starting because it takes 5 years to be
certified.
But you know, after it's like we speak, because when we travel everywhere on the world, more and more journalists ask the question if people is organic or not organic, and sometimes I laugh. So you said, why he laughs, guys? But because me, I am a young man, but I take over the estate of my grandfather, and like Christian, he can tell you. 60 or 70 years ago, or even 50 years ago in Chablis, we have not a chemical produce, so everybody was, if you want organic, because you were not chemical produce. So if you want now, just we go back like we worked before.
Yes.
It's just like the people who work 50 years ago. That's it.
When I talk to people about it, sometimes I say it's more about like heritage winemaking and looking at the way things used to be done in a balanced way. And people took the time to look at their vineyards and spend the time there. Like you said,
if you go bio, you must look at your vineyard, especially 2012, nearly every day, because you know you had such a pressure for sickness when it was dirt. But we are on the biologic conversion ourselves, you know. Fabien succeed very well, but it's not. You have to be careful. You have to be in your vineyard every day.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Well, in some way, that's a good thing.
Check. of time. It's just
Yeah,
a
no
check
rush,
one,
right?
but
That's okay, no, I can always go back. Yeah,
just
So that's Jean-François Fourchaume, 2011.
okay.
yes, it's my
This is
one.
yours?
Yes,
And the early glow, 2000, my glasses 10.
2010. Yes. Yeah, so with the first, so it's like Christian said, so it's Chablis Premier Cru Fourchaume 2011. So Fourchaume, it's here, so it's like we said, because it's 20 villages make Chablis, and Fourchaume it's one of the biggest Premier Cru. It's 130 hectares. So me, I am young man, but my family begin to make wine in 1590. We have one of the oldest family begin to make wine in Chablis. So I have a little bit history because I take over the estate of my grandfather. So we make this wine in stainless steel, but we don't use oak, and we age the wine during 11 months on the tank, and during 6 months we use lees. And so after it depends the vintage, like Christian said. If you want some vintage, we make some batonnage because we want to give our richness to the wine. And if we see the wine is rich enough, we don't make even batonnage. So after you must look the wine, taste the wine, and you do. It's not every like you said, every year it's not the same thing. It's different.
There's
vintage.
there's no formula.
No.
Yeah, you must in English. You must look the vintage and do and look the wine. And maybe you do that, so maybe you don't.
You adapt.
Yeah, adapt.
Yeah.
Thank you. Adapt.
Well, you know, and I think this is one of the things for people that are interested in wine. This is a good thing that wine shifts and it changes, and that the winemaker must.
You must adapt yourself to the weather. You know, so many things.
Yeah, but it's not a product that comes out the same
No.
way every time.
No, it's not Coca-Cola. You just open the
Right.
thing and you.
Well, and that's the thing. There's a certain in America. There's a certain palate that has been trained to like things the certain way, and I think that I'm glad. One of the things I'm interested in doing is spreading wine culture or sharing wine culture. This idea that interacting with wine, being prepared to see the differences on a regular basis, is good for your mind.
Yeah.
It keeps it's good for your intelligence to be perceptive.
Of course.
And so it's a wonderful exercise.
It's
And it's great. It's great exercise.
You don't have same vintage every year, so you must adapt yourself. You know, sometimes you will have a good vintage, but light, not with a big structure. So you have to be careful the way you vinify. If you use oak, you have to be very careful not to put too much, or else the oak will overpower, you know, the Chablis, the minerality of Chablis. If you have a richer vintage, okay, you might leave it, you know, the élevage maybe 3 or 4 months longer. So you have to. The way you vinify depends on the style of vintage that you will have. And the second one that you have, it's the Grand Cru Les Clos. Alors, we call it Clos des Hospices because it's a specific parcel that my great-grandfather bought from the Hospice of Chablis. It has nothing to do with the Hospice de Beaune. Now people, the Hospice de Beaune. No. It has nothing to do. It was the Hospital of Chablis, who owned that parcel. So we bought, but the official appellation, it's Les Clos. There's only 7 Grand Cru in Chablis. And now that hospital was a retired house for old people, and now it's our Hostellerie des Clos, or you know, our best hotel and gastronomic restaurant in Chablis.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, really.
Make a note on that.
Yeah, they just renew all the rooms, so now it will be comfortable.
Good place to stay in Chablis.
Yeah, really.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's 2010. Well, like Jean-François said, you know, it's again another good vintage, and our way of vinification, we pick up everything by hand. Everything is harvested by hand. We have a sorting table also. Like 2012, we just look at the grapes going by because they were in super condition, but you have certain vintage where we might take 10, 15, even close to 30% because of rot, you know. Anyway, that's our way to work. After that, you know, everybody can do whatever they want. And we vinify, I think the 2010 was roughly 50% in barrel and 50% in tank. But when I talk about vinify, I'm talking about fermentation. Fermentation. The source, the fermentation starts in the tank. Fabien will move the wine, 50% of the quantity in barrel. Less than 5% of new oak, but usually 1, 2, 3, and 4 years old barrel. Okay? And then, like I said, depending, but usually, let's say we harvest in the end of September. The blend between the barrel and the tank won't take place before June or July, usually. Yeah. And after that, we let the wine rest 5, 6 months, 7 months, so the blend will really get together and we will bottle. And on certain year, we might bottle earlier because a light vintage to keep the certain freshness. If it's a richer vintage, we might keep it a little longer. But for the batonnage, no, we hardly baton anything. No, it's not a Côte d'Or. We are in Chablis. We are for the freshness, the minerality, the typicity.
The zing that.
We are in the golden gate of Burgundy. We are the real Bourguignon. No, I'm joking, but that's the beginning. We don't have the same. We don't have the same weather as a Côte d'Or. We are only an hour and a half away. But it's a different style of wine. It's a Chardonnay, of course.
And not the same soil, because
not the same soil.
For example, in Meursault and Puligny, you have earths and a lot of earths and deep earths. And in Chablis we have very not earths, we have stone and very poor,
the root don't go as deep as they go.
So it's for that it's completely different. And it's for that we have the freshness and the minerals. And in Meursault and Puligny you have toasty, bitter, creamy, maybe sometimes for me it's too fat for me,
Too rich. Yeah.
Not too rich, not enough freshness,
It's a different wine. They're great wine. It's not a question, but we are in a different region making different Chardonnay. We are having Chablis.